10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the podcast from Doug Ground Up Productions with hosts Lady Miz and Ray. This is a universal platform, and there is nothing off limits. We talk about it all, and we keep it real. This is a no judgment zone, so come as you are. If you are a professional, entertainer, author, comedian, entrepreneur, or just someone who wants to get something off their chest, well, let your voice be heard here on From the Ground Up Productions. Sponsorship and other opportunities are available from the Ground Up Productions. Turning nothing into something. There's only one way to go from here. And now, here are your hosts, Lady Miz and Ray.
Yeah. You know what it is. From the Ground Up Productions, there's only one way to go from here. We in the building. Happy Monday for all my people out there. I'm your host, Lady Miz, co-host.
Ray, the solid assassin.
You already know. So From the Ground Up Productions is a place where creators come and meet and build, baby. We have this platform so that we could chop it up with other creators who are creators of music, art, a podcast, products or services, anything that you are creating. This is what this platform is for. But it's also for us to educate in the process of talking to people, or us just having topics like we have today. Now, we're going to be talking about creators of music, right? Artists and rappers and all of that stuff. We're going to get into that because this is a topic that I think needs to be discussed. We don't care about no blackball or none of that, okay? We going in, all right? Okay, because we think they did it to us anyway, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, today's topic, we're going to be talking about why our kids, your child, my child, everybody's kids, death is more valuable to a record label than them being a successful artist. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk about that. Before we get into it, let me give the shout out to those who pulled up early. Big shout out to UNG Radio. Big shout out to Shaquille. Big shout out to La Picasso. Big shout out to Shaki. Big shout out to Town Mama. Cyan. Oh, I see you over there. And I hope, you know, yeah, I said it right? Mm-hmm. Okay, Cyan, yes. That's definitely, he's one rapper that be going in. Big shout out to Mom on the check-in. Big shout out to Chucky Chuck. Did I say La Picasso? Yep. La Picasso, Eddie OJ, everybody that's pulling up. I want to let y'all know that we are going live from this point on. We will be on all platforms. We will be on Facebook. We will be on Twitch. We will be on YouTube. We are coming back to going on all these platforms because it seems like some people was having some issues with the YouTube.
Yeah.
We know the OGs out there. Y'all be struggling with that YouTube. But listen, it's all good though. But if you haven't already, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, okay? We also want to give a shout out before we get started into this topic. We want to give a shout out to Marquise. He had a dope event over there in Coliseum in White Plains. The Foursome D's was there, and there was some comedians and other dope performers that was out there that did their thing, and it was a beautiful show. The Foursome D's put on an amazing show, so we want to shout him out and shout Marquise out for doing an excellent job with bringing us that beautiful talent that he did. And
y'all missed one hell of a show. The people that didn't show up.
Yeah, absolutely, it was super fire, yo, and I'm looking forward to his other ones that he got going on. And also, before we move on, let's shout out the company that just kind of, you know, shouted us out.
Oh shit, I forgot they yeah.
Big shout out to Chucky Chuck because he's the one that showed us, because I would have never known, but it is a big name company out there. They obviously was watching our show and one of our interviews, and they mentioned us a few times in there. So I definitely appreciate that to those who do watch, who have a very large platform, who mention our name. I think that's so dope. But yeah, anyway.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
You know, it's Real Reality Gossip.
Okay, Real Reality Gossip. Look, shit.
Yeah. I used to forget that. Yeah, they gave us a nice shout out on their platform.
Yeah, 2 times they mentioned us. So we definitely appreciate that, because we know a lot of people be out there checking us out, but we know a lot of people don't mention us. So they did, and we appreciate that. But anyway, we about to get into it.
You're now tuned in to From the Ground Up Productions Broadcasting around the world.
Yeah. So like I said, y'all, today's topic, I know it's touchy. I know it's blackball talk. It's all good, baby. We gonna do it anyway, okay? We gonna do it anyway. Matter of fact, big shout out to La Picasso. He got a joint coming out blackballed. He got an album coming out blackballed. So yeah, this fits right in, baby. But listen, this is a touchy topic, but it is a real topic, and we're gonna get into it. Why is our kids' death worth more to the record labels than them being a successful living artist? What the hell is going on? Well, I think what I want to do is start off with a vid real quick. Should we start off with the vid and then we just start hitting them? What you think?
Yeah, we can start out. Let's start out with the video.
Okay, let's start out with the video. We're going to start out with this video. Okay, how long is this video?
Like 2 minutes, almost 2 minutes, almost 3 minutes.
3 minutes. It's 3 minutes. Let's play this shit because they need to hear it. If you haven't already, we're going to play a few clips. This one is about 2 minutes in long. Can you put it and still have us up there or what?
Oh.
All right. We be back. Let's check this out. We coming back. We're going to talk about this.
How come when you turn on the radio in Jacksonville or New Orleans or Chicago or Little Rock, the only people on the radio that talk about how great it is to kill each other are black? How come that exists? 15 stations on a dial, go up, go down. The only people on the radio bragging about getting automatic weapons, gunning each other down, are black. This right here is a song. My pastoral vocabulary won't let me read the title, but I will read this. Catch a young black male not paying attention at the red light with your AK-47. Let me see you shoot it. You're a killer, you're a killer, you're a killer. You're a killer, black male. Let me see you prove it. Why does this exist? I'll take it even further because a lot of time racism exists in what we don't know and what we don't see. Where are the white killers on the radio? Where are the white AK-47 shooters? Where are the white drug dealers? Where are the white people on the radio that brag about what it's like to murder witnesses before trial? The truth is they don't exist. And the question is why? Why don't they exist? Do white people not kill people? Do white people not use AK-47s to shoot each other? I mean, we know, do white people not do drugs? Do they not deal drugs? Of course they do. But why is it that it doesn't make it to our mainstream radio? Why is it that we don't hear it hundreds of times a day in hundreds of cities across the nation, thousands of plays that say the idea that a black guy would kill another black guy is something to be celebrated, something to be romanticized? And why is it the white people don't do it? And maybe it's because there's no white audience for it. Or maybe it's because it's not really marketable. Maybe because can't get sponsors. I don't know why it is. Or maybe it's because it's just not the white man's role. Or maybe when white people get up and talk about being drug dealers and AK-47 killers, maybe it's even sicker than that. Maybe when white people do it, they're accused of acting black. The truth is, in America, black murder is normal. Black murder is normal. The idea that a black man or a black woman would be involved in a homicide, either as a perpetrator or a victim, is so common, so broadly accepted that it basically goes unnoticed. The truth of the matter is, black families are affected by homicide at rates of 10 times their white counterparts. There will be more death in the form of homicide involving black people this year than any other form of violence that dominates our national conversation. More than school shootings, mall shootings, mass shootings, workplace shootings, lovers' trysts that turn violent and bloody, even more than in war and in terrorism. No one will lose their life at greater numbers than black Americans involved in violence. Now, when you talk about what's going on in one segment of society and somehow tie it.
Yes, y'all. So anyway, now let's talk about it. Big shout out to Big Veg. I seen you pulling up. Big shout out to Chinks. I see you pulling up. Yeah, I'm sorry. He's scrolling through so quick. I can't see your names. And Godson the Pharaoh. That's right. So now I'm sure that most of y'all seen that video, right? We're going to connect that to what we're talking about here today. But what I really like about the fact is it's a white man up there saying it. I'm going to just keep it all the way real. I don't know any other way to say it, but just like that, right? I like the fact that he's saying it and we don't have to keep saying it by ourselves, right? So why is murder marketed to our people and our kids?
Not for nothing, though. The reason I'm gonna say this, and maybe I'm wrong, but it might be easier for him to say it than us because we will. When black people say it, people are like, yo, you can't say that, you know.
I mean, that's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is.
And he's gonna reach an audience where people white people will listen to him, where they, like unfortunately, white people are not going to listen to what black people talk about Black Death.
And you know what? I'm glad that you mentioned that, because in another short clip, shorter than that one, he does go into that, which I kind of agree. So let's talk about it. Murder, murder, murder. Why is it always advertised so much? Why do we love it so much? Why is it played on the radio station so much? Why is it that the record labels are only looking to sign artists who talk about things like that? What is it that they are getting out of it, that they want to accept this on their stations? On the, they're ready to give advances alone, all right, to these artists, right? Remember the word advance. It's not, they ain't giving you money. They're loaning you money, right? And they're going to get that money back. So why the hell are these labels signing all these kids, and these kids are losing their life on an alarming rate, and no one is saying anything about it? What you think it is, Double R, the Silent Assassin?
And it's a business. And like any business, you got to make money. And unfortunately, Black Death is valuable, and it's valuable in every aspect. Now, and we're not going to leave it on hip hop, because Black Death is valuable in the hood. The hospitals stay getting paid off of Black Death. Mortuaries, in churches. When Black people die, somebody's getting paid. Only people not getting paid by it is Black people, most of the time. And then not only that, when we speak about the record labels, you think they're not going to put you on there knowing what you're in the idea that you can die speaking about your music and not put some kind of money on your head? Like, let me make sure we protect our asset, because that's what you are. Basically, we're assets to a record label. When you sign with a record label, you're an asset. You're making them money, and they don't want to lose it. So they put guaranteed there's insurance on every single one of them artists who die.
So I wasn't even trying to get to that part yet, you know what I'm saying? But since you touched on it, guys, that, they put life insurance on these kids. All right. They win no matter what. They win off of your ignorance. They win off of you murdering somebody. They win off of people promoting it and supporting it. And then when the murder happens, the family loses their kid. The family gets no money, and the record labels come up. So our kids' death is their insurance policy. They are the beneficiaries of our kids' death. This has to freaking stop. We got to talk about it. We have to acknowledge it, right? We have to freaking acknowledge this, because, look, I'm not sitting here separate. I ain't gonna lie, I like some gangster stuff too, okay? So put me in the category. That's just me being transparent. Okay. Put me in the category of that. Big shout out to Yellow Pound Cake. Big shout out to Town Mama, Running Rock Radio. I see y'all. Guys, and look, our jobs do it too. Yeah. They put insurance on you too. You could be working for a job and you have no idea that you don't know. That's why they be like, oh, they'll replace you real quick. Yeah, they don't care. And they still gonna make money. But we talking about music right now. We talking about the creators of something. Somebody who has a talent and they're not willing to let or give anybody else a chance, because if they're not speaking on the agenda that they're pushing, you have no chance in this industry if you're not talking death and murder. All right.
Or sex. Yeah, sex. You gotta talk about it too.
But I got rotted, so yeah. Look at that. Oh no, what you talking about?
And I'm gonna be honest, because I was looking, I wanted to make sure, when you speak about rap and how many people dying, I had to look back. And unfortunately, this is not a new issue. It's dying more. You got more kids dying now, but people have been dying since initially rap started. And, just to give a little history, and this is from Wikipedia, Scott LaRock in 1987 was the first hip hop artist to get killed. Well, for Wikipedia.
Really?
Yep. August 27th, almost a little over a week ago.
Okay, so we understand. But see, let me tell y'all, and y'all tell me what you think. The difference between then and now. Nobody's saying that death never happened. Nobody's saying that beef didn't happen. Nobody's saying murder didn't happen, right? We all knew that was going on, but there was a balance. I'm gonna keep it real to this shit, okay? You laughing, but I'm serious. We had Chuck D, Public Enemy. You understand what I'm saying? We had people, listen, we went from Self-Destruction to the West Coast. It's not the same old song. I always say the same old song, and that's not what it is. Help me out, y'all. From the West Coast, they did the joint with everybody on it. Oh my God.
And I just watched the video with Sweet LD and I'm in that video.
Yes, listen, the whole point is we did have people that was speaking about things as far as uplifting our people, and they shut them down, right? They shut them down. They're not allowing people like that in the door no more. Again, why? You know what I mean? Well, we understand why.
Little Baby slipped in with one song just recently after George Floyd. I can't remember, and I like the song too.
He said slipped in.
He did. He did. That one slipped in. They played it on the radio a few times and then cut it out.
Yeah, well, okay. So bottom line is this: who they targeted? Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you, Cyan. He said same gang. Yes, we all in the same gang. But basically, you know what I mean? We going through the same shit. We all in the same gang. We all got the same struggles. Well, not anymore, everybody. You know what I mean? I'm just going to be honest, but we come from that, right? A lot of us come from that. The same struggles, the same issues, the same problem, because I don't need to get into the history of that. We all know why we come from that in a sense, right? But we did have that. We had those type of, we had that music where it was a balance to it. So yeah, we might have had some things that talked about other stuff, but there was still, I seen a post, I can't remember the exact words, but it was saying how like hip hop was used to really elevate us and elevate our minds. It was a form of expression like it still is now, where we could talk about things, talk about what was going on, and it kind of brought us together. That's what the culture come from too, right? But now, what is it? What the hell is it now? No shout out to the drill rappers, because I ain't gonna lie, I do like the drill music. I'm not gonna say I approve of all the killing, but I think the music is dope, and I also like the delivery when they're rapping, right? But I'm still, listen, I'm from the boom bap era, but I'm just saying, where's the balance in this shit right now? That's what I'm saying.
There is no balance. A big shout out to Doacious too, by the way.
Oh, Doacious, what's good, Doacious? Yes. So let's read a couple of these comments, and I'm gonna get to the next video, and we're gonna talk about some more stuff here.
Speaking of them, I'm gonna put this comment up. Doacious says that's facts. Anything that speaks about violence, that's what sells, rather than someone that speaks about helping our communities.
All right.
Sayon said they will not let rappers rap anymore. That's a fact.
That's deep. That's a whole fact. Yeah, because he said they mumbling, but it's a lane for everybody. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, Eddie OJ wrote a book. You should have just called in Eddie OJ.
Yeah, Eddie OJ said, check it. We've had all high risk family members who your family says take out a policy on. So he's. Because he's crazy. So now you have high profile rappers, who brag on being gang. So when they get into beef on records, it's like you're a punk. If you don't bang on a brother who dissed you or killed your homie, they have diss records now who with threats of killing each other. And these are some rap's most popular artists. Yeah.
Okay.
The rapper,
right.
Yo, that is very true. Fumbling through this shit. I can barely see it.
I was struggling. I said, what the hell is he saying? What the hell? Let me read this shit again. I don't know these things. All right. So boom, Eddie OJ, he wrote a lot. And I agree with what y'all all are saying. And it is true. You know, they talk about all of this stuff, the gang, but let me keep it all the way real with y'all. Let me tell y'all why our generation is a part of the cause of this shit. We don't like to take accountability for it. Okay, he looking at me funny. Okay, we don't like to take accountability for it, but let's keep it real. We know that if somebody's talking about bang, right? What is the first thing you say? Oh, you ain't really about that life, man. You talking that shit. You ain't even about that life. That nigga don't live that shit, right? You talk like that. So guess what? These kids grow up and they say, oh, look what the OG said. I gotta live that. I gotta do that. I gotta show them that I'm really about that life. So a lot of times you got to pay attention to the things that is promoted through what we say, because we are part of the problem, whether you want to hear it or not. We are. When we start to put that out there, if somebody is soft, you make fun of them being soft, right? Why they just can't be soft? Let them be soft. They got to be hard. And why is it that strength have to come with grilling the next brother? Like you got beef, this, that, and the third. This is all of this stuff falls under the mentality of what these record labels and these people look at, and they say, this is what these people want. They have an appetite for this stuff. This is the type of mentality that they are proud of. So we're going to help promote it and profit from it. And we don't care if they die, because some of them don't want us alive any damn way, right? So this is what it is. We're talking about destroying generations.
Well, unfortunately, I have to say, part of it I agree with, but to your own statement, when with our music, it wasn't the artist that was dying most of the time. Back when we were growing up, it was the hood game, it was the drugs and all of that other stuff. A lot of times, it wasn't the rappers killing each other. Now it is. Back when we started, rappers could diss each other on a song, and hey, fuck it, when I see you in person, we talk, we get on stage and handle it that way. Get off the stage, whoever everybody liked, they liked it. But nowadays it's not like that. It goes right from the record straight to the street.
Yeah, that's a problem. And that's, again, because they have to live up to that image. Guys, I just want to remind y'all, everybody that's tuned in right now, make sure you hit the like button and hit the share button if you have not already done that. That is how you can support us here on From the Ground Up Productions. Hit the like button, hit that share button. And if you haven't already and you're on YouTube, big shout out to the ones that's over there on YouTube. Let's give it up to the YouTube. Make sure y'all hit subscribe. Hit that subscribe button so that y'all can stay in tune. Actually, you got to hit the notification button, but so that y'all can stay in tune to when we go live. But again, just to remind y'all, we are live on Facebook, we're live on Twitch, and we are live on YouTube as well. And we always upload our shows to all streaming platforms: iHeart, Spotify, Pandora, Apple, and all of that. Okay. We're going to be doing, cause we still haven't gave that away yet. We're going to be running another, I guess, is it a raffle where we are giving away that 50-inch television, y'all. Okay. So look out for that. I got to get the details.
And you got to be close by, because
Absolutely. Okay, you either got to pick it up or you got to be close by, because the shipping is crazy. It's a big box, y'all, and gas prices is high. All right, but we got a TV that we giving away, and I will give y'all the details on that on the next show. So let's get back to it. So let's talk about, so we're talking about the issues here, because we're going to talk about the issues, and then we're going to talk about some of the solutions, because we could talk about this all day, but if we don't have solutions, it means absolutely nothing. Big shout out to Mark. I see you on the check-in. How you doing, brother?
I would say one of the solutions, and when you speak about our generation, right? One of the solutions would be our generation and talking to the younger generation about controlling the radio, right? Because if our generation stands up and says, hey, they don't need to play that on the radio, especially in my opinion, during school hours, when this is not the first thing kids should hear. But you got to understand, if we get up and say, hey, that shouldn't be played, our kids look at us as like, oh no, you hate our music. The same way our parents looked at us when rap came out.
So what y'all think about that? Y'all think that the kids is going to be mad? But who cares if they mad though?
But
we're doing it for their own good. So
right. But here's what happens. Do you really want to alienate them and change, or include them?
No, we got to include them.
So the best way to do is to grab the kids and help them understand. We don't want your music. It's not that we don't want your music playing. We just don't like the hours of it's playing, because some of these, you got to understand, some of these rappers have kids themselves that they don't even listen to their music.
So basically, from 9 to 3, don't kill nobody, but you good after 3 o'clock. You can bang all you want after 3 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Is that what it is?
In all honesty, when even TVs change. Remember, at one point you didn't see sexual activity or that stuff during TV. It was after kids went to bed.
No, I do get it.
Yeah,
I understand that, but I don't know.
But we don't have control of the radio stations no more. And because the radio stations, we don't have that control, they can put whatever they want. But if we start to say, hey, we start paying attention, and if we start saying just like we could look at Walmart and say, oh, you don't like black people, let's ban them. We got to do the same thing to these radio stations. The black people have to stand up and say, nah, this has got to stop. At the same way.
But is it going to happen though? That's the question. Like that, I don't know if that's going to happen.
We can't say no. We can't say is it going to happen and not do anything. That's exactly why it's happening. Because as soon as we go, oh, it's not going to happen. All we need is one person to say, no, it's not going to happen. And then that one person.
You talking about me?
Yep.
You talking about me? I'm just saying, listen, I'm a realist, right? So I'm saying like this. Most people ain't really trying to say, nah, we're not really going to, we going to shut this down. Because honestly, some of this is people's livelihood, like how they eat, right? And some people really love this shit. How many times I know people who they get in the booth, they don't know how to write nothing but stuff like that. Okay. So I believe that it's more about really changing. And I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I agree to a certain extent, but I think it's also about changing the mindset. I believe that it's about changing the mindset.
Right. And when you speak about it, if you're talking about, because like now, when we look at all of these rappers out here now, they're really rapping about who they killed and how they killed somebody. That mindset has to change. Yeah. You got to remember when we were growing up, and Eddie OJ said it, we weren't rapping about rappers killing each other. We were actually reporting what was going on in the hood.
Right. I agree with that.
The difference is now they're actually talking about, oh, I shot this motherfucker, and that's not rap. I mean,
they rapping about it. You know what I'm saying?
We also got a hold, because we look at rap and we hold it to a standard that we don't hold white people stuff to. Scarface was about killing people, but you white people don't look at Scarface as a negative movie.
Oh, I thought you meant the rapper Scarface. No. So you got to clarify because
movie.
It's
I'm
more
talking about the movie.
Okay, all right. Well, that's because they know how to differentiate the fact from this is acting. This is acting. No, so I know people who really want to be Scarface still. This is
motherfuckers too over that.
This is look. I'm not trying. No, for real, and they are. But and then again, that goes back to, this is why I'm talking about, guys. It goes back to the leadership in the community and in the household, right? So we can't. Our kids' life, when it comes to them signing with these record labels, right? Parents need to be involved. Parents need to be involved because who they're targeting, they're targeting kids who are hungry, who are their living status, obviously they're trying to get out of that situation, probably feel like, oh, this kid has no way out. And the kid probably feels like, I have no way out. See, people, when they're hungry and sometimes even desperate and have no other option, they're willing to do anything. They're willing to do anything. And sometimes the parent, it will sign off on that shit too. Okay? They will sign off on it. We're going to read the comment and play another video.
Okay.
You want me to read it?
I'm going to read Eddie OJ's again, his other book.
Do you want me to read
it? I got
it.
He said, I'm glad all y'all going to figure out a solution for these crazy ninjas. My solution, as long as they stay away from me, I don't have to catch a charge. I don't think nobody going to change these crazy ninjas. We've been mentally effed up. And I'm sorry, but these ninjas are cray-cray. Get the strap.
I can't take it. I can't take it. Eddie OJ said, get the strap.
I get what Eddie OJ is saying, but unfortunately, that is not a solution.
He said, Eddie OJ, it is true. I love you, Eddie OJ. I do. But you kind of like, you agree with me, but then you went right to them.
Doing what they doing.
He said, get the strap. No, that's not how we're going to solve this problem. But I'm saying at the end of the day, sometimes you do got to make sure that you are protected because they're not caring about a certain situation, right? Yeah. So see, and this is what I'm talking about. That's why I'm saying trying to get to the root of what the problem is and really trying to understand how we really find the solution to being able to do that.
I'm gonna tell you what it is right now. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It starts with parents. You gotta look at a lot of these kids, right? They come from the hood where their parents, their mother's probably working 2 to 3 jobs, not paying attention what these kids are doing. Some of these kids, some like myself, didn't have a male figure, so we out in the street hanging out with the homies,
right,
doing messed up stuff. It like you said, is honestly a lot of the men out here now. These kids are leading themselves. There's nobody really leading the kids. It ain't even the adults leading the kids no more.
Yeah. And that goes back to the parents who are not leading and they allow their kid to just sign any contract. And the thing is, can these record labels just take out life insurance on you without you even knowing? The parent, maybe we got to start saying the parent needs to be on that policy. If the child is underage and they are signing with a label, we should be creating something to say this parent needs to be on that freaking policy. Yep. And pray to God they ain't got some grimy parents that'll be in it just to get the money, because who knows what people will go along with nowadays, because we got some sick individuals in this world. But I'm just saying I'm trying to come up with solutions, right? That we can help these kids and we can help the parents. Now, when I say that, it's not like I'm saying, oh, well, if they die, but if they just so happen to, why is it that somebody else is benefiting off of them and the parents and the families are still struggling, left with nothing? This is the stuff that we got to try to change. You know what I mean? And again, going back to greed and stuff like that, that's who they're going to target. They're going to target people who they feel are starving, who's greed. And again, these people and these kids, when they do get their advance money, they run out, they spend it on all the name brand stuff, popping bottles in the club, hotels, traveling here and there. And we're not saying don't live your life, but they forget about finances. They forget about learning how to manage your money, how to make investments and stuff like that. And they forget that you got to have some type of accountant or somebody helping you manage your money. So there's so many different things that these kids and some adults should be doing to make sure that they are not just somebody else's life insurance policy that is benefiting off of their ignorance.
Well, you got to look at it too. When you take somebody, and I mean, this doesn't matter what your race is. Mm-hmm. When you're poor and somebody's going to throw money in front of you, do you really think people are going to sit down? They're going to look at the contract and look at the cash. And when you ain't used to seeing a lot of money sitting in front of you, you're looking at the cash. You don't give a damn what's on that paper.
And you want to know something that's crazy, y'all, that you said that? Because sometimes the cash don't even be that much. But to somebody else who don't have much, they could sit $10,000 and think that you can't even sit $100,000 in front of me. That shit ain't gonna mean a motherfucking thing to me. I'm gonna keep it all the way real. I know I'm cursing, whatever. It's not gonna mean nothing, because to me, that's really not no money until you hit the 6 figures. Because I understand that money could go quick, because even a house, unless you buying a house that you got to build up, you can't even really get a decent sized house in a really nice neighborhood for that amount of money. So they take the pennies and they sit these things in front of the kids, like you said, the money, and it ain't even that much. And now you're talking a lousy $10,000 or something that they get, that they got to pay back, and then they die and then they come up. Shit is crazy.
Think about it, right? Me and you might look at $10,000 and go, oh, that's not a lot. I could blow that on bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. And excuse my language, but you looking at a kid who's probably never seen $10,000.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Kid, because a lot of these kids,
or parents.
Yeah. You looking at some of these kids, and I mean, like I said, some of these kids are 14, 15 years old now that I'm hearing about, like, oh, this guy rap. I didn't even know he rap. This person was a rapper. I never heard of him. But the $15,000 to a kid is a lot. Think about it. When we were kids, $5 was a lot of money.
That's a fact, yo. I was happy with $1. What? Going to the store, balling. Stop playing.
Store, yo. So you looking at a kid with $10,000 who's never seen that, and they thinking about all the shit that they can do because they're not understanding the value of the money.
Right. That's a fact. Okay,
we're gonna read some more of these.
We're gonna read Melinda's comment, and then we're gonna go to a video, and then we're gonna come back.
Okay, Melinda said exactly. There are parents out there that would cut their own child's throat for money. To me, there needs to be some kind of laws to prevent these companies from taking advantage. I agree.
That's right. That's right. 100%.
Say I said these kids are on drugs.
They are on drugs. They are on drugs. You know what I'm saying? But I mean,
unfortunately, and I hate to say it, I'm not gonna even say our generation. It's kind of like the middle generation. You know, when they talk about smoking lean and
it's being promoted.
Yeah, it is. You know, and
what Jada said. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I forgot the line, but they proud to say that they drug addicts now. That's the new shit right now. That's the new niche, you know, being a drug addict.
What was the saying? We were the drug dealers. Now our kids are the drug addicts.
And that's very freaking sad. Yep. And that's very freaking sad. And another thing, that's what they capitalize off of. Murder and drugs, okay? Because it's all going to eventually damage you, damage the community, mess up a household, and another form of slavery, if you ask me. That's what it is. Let's get into this next video. I want to talk about this. So this one is about 2 minutes, 2 minutes long.
Put out there. But we do have black people that get on the radio every day in white-owned companies, white-owned stations with white-owned sponsors that play the role of hypersexualized, hypercriminalized male. I ask these advertisers, I say, I've got hundreds of songs a day that celebrate killing animals. Will you put them on your station? They said, no. I got hundreds of songs a day that talk about assaulting women and abusing kids. Would you put them on your station? They said, no. I said, I got hundreds of songs a day that talk about murdering blacks. Would you put them on your stations? They said, well, that depends. Depends on what? Who it's done by and who it's branded for. Because if we can get black folks to sing about it and we can brand it for our youngest black audiences, I think there's money to be made. I think there's American appetites to see these people that way. I said, how can you say that? They said, well, look, it's what these artists know. It's what they, black people, create. It's, matter of fact, our surveys say it's what they want to hear, which speaks of a sickness. How do we live in a society where somebody says, you know what, I'm inspired to write a song that celebrates murdering another person. And then a person says, I'd like to put that on my station. Another person said, I'd like to pay for it. And then there's people out here in the audience that go, I'd love to hear it, as long as it's black guys. Because even white people buy rap music, buy this type of stuff, because we know that when we want to hear about killing each other, we know who to turn to for that type of inspiration. We call it our music. We say we own it. White people buy more rap than black people. Yeah, but we're very careful to turn it down at the stoplight when other black people are there. Why? Because we know we're just pretending. For them, it's more authentic and real. I always ask the companies, what about your name? What about your brand? What about your value? And the largest radio company in the world said this: it's okay that we only have drug dealers on our black youth stations. We only have murders on our black youth stations. We support black charities. We give out water at the Martin Luther King parade. I think we've got it covered. We've bought them off. Now, people get upset, the smartest guys in the room again. You're talking about censorship. I don't believe that. I believe in free art. Make whatever you want. I believe you should make music about anti-Semitism. I believe you should make music about killing dogs. I believe in this country you should make music about bashing homosexuals and driving them behind trucks. I believe you should make music about stringing people up on trees. I believe you should make music about killing whitey. I believe you should make all that music. But I also believe that in the mainstream marketplace, people should hesitate associating their name with certain content. You know, there's certain stuff you can't buy at the store. Certain stuff you can't get on iTunes because their brand doesn't want it. But if you want to hear black people celebrating killing black people, they got thousands and thousands and thousands of those things to sell you. I don't think it's about censorship. I think it's about American culture.
Wow.
So, I mean, to me, that said it all. That said it all. Yeah. All right. Again, they know who to turn to when they want to hear that. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't realize I had it.
You know, and when I listen to him, he kind of makes sense. It is a sickness, and everybody involved got to be sick to think that, you know.
We sick.
Yeah. But hey, that also goes to say one thing, though. Mm-hmm. What's not being addressed in the black community: mental illness. You know.
Amen. Amen and amen.
So when we say it's a sickness, he ain't lying. It is. It's you know, Black death. It ain't many of black kids who grew up in the hood that can't say they didn't see some kind of murder or some kind of death happen. Listen, so post-traumatic stress is real. It's just not being recognized in the black community.
And again, bringing it back to the topic here, and they're benefiting off of it. Mm-hmm. And they're using that so that they can make money. I got a message out there, okay? To all my rappers over 40 years old, would y'all please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Rappers over 40, please stand up. And let me tell you why I'm saying that. See, these labels, you know why they don't want older rappers? It's because they can't control them. They know that somebody older is going to ask more questions. Most people, not everybody, but they're going to ask more questions. They got more responsibilities. So they're looking at things a little bit different. A lot of people that been through some shit and been kind of effed around from some of these labels. So they're not trusting it. You understand? So they want to go for, and I'm not trying to say all the young kids are dumb because they're not, but they do want to look for the ones who are young, dumb, and ignorant and starving.
No.
That's who they really want to freaking target.
Dumb is nothing wrong with saying dumb, because dumb doesn't mean they can't learn.
Okay. Well, I feel like it's in
we were all dumb at one age, at one point in our life. Every single one of us. There's not a person out here that can't say they weren't doing dumb stuff at one point in their life. So these kids, yes, it's not an insult to say they dumb, because what they are doing is dumb.
Okay, and a lot of older people who was in the game before made some dumb decisions too, I guess. Mm-hmm. Now I said dumb decisions, right? They made some dumb decisions too. So my thing is this, for the rappers that are for the young people, because see, big shout out to Mikey D. He has the pass the torch, and he want to bridge the gap between the new school and the old school, right? Bridging the gap and making us come together. But one thing that y'all got to understand, when the young rappers, if you have not made it yet, you will soon be the old school rapper too.
Yep.
So when you're out there telling these other rappers they need to quit, they need to stop, they need to give it up. If you over a certain age, you shouldn't be doing it, and you didn't make it, and time is ticking, bro or sis. Okay, you soon will be the old school rapper. Do you want somebody telling you to stop, quit, and get it over? See, again, the only reason, and this is also one of them things that fall under record labels and hip hop and things like that too. Putting a time limit on somebody's talent based off of their age. And this is also a part of hip hop culture that's shouldn't be happening.
Yep. I'm gonna tell you now, white musicians, and I don't give a damn what genre of white music you listen to, these guys are still playing well into their 50s and 60s. Metallica, let me just go, I'll go with that one. You know, black people can't say they've never heard a song by Metallica. We all have. These guys still out here performing. Nobody's looking at them going, oh, they just taking up all the space from us young kids. Nah, the young kids go out and they follow the audience that they want.
Right.
But what happened is the generation that we have is looking at it like, oh man, they don't want me in it now, and they're afraid to speak up about it because they're afraid to lose money that they ain't got. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of the older generation are not rapping because they're afraid that somebody's gonna ban them from making money that they didn't make yet. When you still gotta understand, there's an audience for you. In order to make that change, use that audience. Don't pay attention to that.
So, because they shouldn't be coming their ass down here. Sorry about it. All right. So listen, here's the deal, guys. No, I agree with you. They just annoy me. I 100% agree with what you're saying. I don't really have nothing to say to it, but I do agree with what you're saying. I had something and I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about before?
Eddie OJ said Rolling Stones are 100 years old, but they don't shoot at each other. Laugh my ass off.
Right.
That is
I know.
True.
Yes, what I was trying to say was the sickness that he was talking about. It is so much within it, especially in hip hop, Black death, Black murder, in the mindset of people from the hood. Okay, kill each other. We profit from it. Y'all support it. Y'all love it. Y'all like it. Y'all do it, and then y'all will criticize one another for trying to live your passion, live your dream, or to do something. Everybody want to tell you why you can't do it. Okay. Why this and that, like you said, the Rolling Stone, they still doing it. But in culture of hip hop, they tell you, give it up. It's over. Once you reach a certain age, ain't nobody looking for you no more. I was watching the show and a girl, I forgot she said that. I don't know if she said it to another girl or something. And I was like, this is why the industry is oversaturated. Put that shit out if you want to put it out. Who do these people think they are to tell you what you can and can't do? Just people that don't want to see you make it. And they keep feeding that what's the word? I can't even think of the word. Not terminology. What the hell is the damn word?
You want me to read your mind?
Listen, all they keep doing is keep reiterating that same type of behavior. Okay, that's the best way that I could put it right now. I forgot what I was going to say, but that's pretty much what they're doing.
Let's be honest though, and it's like I said, it's nothing against the old school artists. Or I'm not even gonna call them old school because they still my generation. The difference is now they kind of, it's all right to move out the way, but they're moving out the way and they're not staying in their lane. They're trying to join a lane that doesn't belong to them.
Right,
like they're trying to fit in with these kids, and a lot of these old school artists are good, but we also can't blame some of them, some of them to try, because we have to get to a point on the radio where we stop supporting these DJs who won't support artists who are doing something positive, because it's a lie. We may look at the record label, but if the DJ stops saying, nah, I'm not going to take your money to put that there, then to play this type of music, the record labels will stop it. But as long as the DJs are taking the money, it's gonna keep happening. As long as the radio station's taking the money, it's gonna keep happening.
Well, I mean, that is true too. But again, solution. My thing is, at the end of the day, I'm talking about these labels. I'm talking about these record labels and these kids dying, right? I'm talking about how the hell do we stop that at least? Where do we start? I just told you. With the DJs. Yeah, if you start with the DJs, unfortunately, the DJs are what's controlling the radio station. They're getting paid. Look at you seen the thing where Flex was getting on there. Now, I'm gonna use him because he is the one talking about it. Where he's the one that can decide who gets played or not. Even though we know that's a lie. We know he doesn't control what gets played on the radio. But if these DJs who used to break and put out good music, where you had to look to the DJ for the good music and not YouTube, we can change that. Let the kids go to YouTube to find it. It's okay. But it don't need to be played on the radio early in the morning when they get up. On the way to school. Yeah, well, I mean, that's very true. That is very true. Big shout out to John Hall. What's good, John Hall? I see you. What's good, King Charlie Prince? I don't know if did I shout him out earlier? Can't remember. I know I'll be forgetting. Okay. But guys, some of y'all solutions, if y'all got some, put it in the comment section. I just think that, and I know y'all been doing that, throughout the course of this conversation going on. But again, like you said, we got to start there. I guess we start with the DJs, right? Because we're looking for solutions now, right? We're going to talk about it. We know what the issue is. We know what the problems are, right? But we also have to know what the solutions are. Or we have to try to come up with some solutions so that we don't just be talking about it or even add into the problem. So again, learn the business. Learn the business. Like kids, like this is the part where you got to kind of like really teach your kids to educate themselves on the business part of music and not just the fame. See, when people look at the TV and they look at these artists and they get caught up in the fake lie, let's be honest. Most of these artists out here ain't even really living that life that y'all think they are. Okay. You have to look, people came out and told y'all like TLC and you know what I'm saying? Like they came out and said like, we ain't really got no money like that. Okay, our contracts were horrible. The stories are all over. You just got to look for them. So that right there should be enough to say, wait a minute, let me make sure I try to get it right this time. You understand what I'm saying? Let me try to get it right this time so that we could not go and fall victim like somebody else did. They put that information out to let y'all know, but also to help other people who's coming after them, right? Because no matter what, I don't care what nobody say. Y'all young ones need to definitely respect these old school artists because you're standing on the backs of them in this shit. You understand what I'm saying? They created this. You're standing on their back, whether you like it or not.
Now that you say something, you're right. But you know what the problem with these younger artists is some of them don't even know the real history of hip hop.
That's true.
So that's true. You're looking at them asking, they don't even want to study in school to make their mind better. So you really think they're going to look at the genre of music that they're in and understand the history? They're not. We asking kids to do something that adults should be doing.
Well, there we go. So, and that's the thing too. The thing is, stop trying to be the cool mom, dad, aunt, or uncle, or older cousin, and start being a leader in your family. Because if these kids have no one to look up to, no one to guide them, and no one to teach them, then they're going to fall victim to it, okay? Yes, Google is out there. We could Google everything. But trust me, they still need that physical person to be there to help guide them, because Google ain't going to be standing there like, nah, hold up. You better read that. That don't look right. That don't sound right. Where's the lawyer? Don't get a lawyer that they appointed to you, because that lawyer's working for them and it's a conflict of interest. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Because somebody, trust me, they'll be like, oh, don't worry about the lawyer. They're going to act like they're doing you a favor. Don't worry about the lawyer. You save your money. We got you. I'll take care of the lawyer for you. I bet you will.
I got two things I want to say. I'm going to put it up the comment. Town Mama put, I sort of disagree. DJs are employees and they don't make the day's playlist. I agree. But the DJs can make a stand. You don't have to, at any job, if you don't disagree with, if you don't agree with something, you don't have to always do it. You can disagree. You can say, hey, this is also good too. Eddie OJ too, I'm going to read his. It's hard for me to blame record labels for young dudes in the hood selling drugs, making videos with guns, gang banging even before they even get on labels. Gang life is real and it has been real for a long time. Eddie OJ, I have to disagree with you. You have to blame the record labels, because if you already know that this guy is doing that, why would you hire them and say, hey, let's put this on a song? The record labels you got to blame them, because they're the ones saying, hey, I like what you're doing. Let's put this negative shit on a song. Let's make a song about you killing people. The record labels, these kids are going to put it out there regardless. The record labels are paying them millions to do it.
John Hall said paperwork is everything. Tell Mama said it's the program directors. King Charlie Prince said radio stations are paid to play negative records on a regular rotation. Right, because the record labels pay for that, right? Even though they're not supposed to do that whole payola stuff, but they do. Like, come on, look. Laws is getting broke on a regular basis. Ain't nobody following none of that. But what we want to stop is these people profiting off of our kids' death. That's the main thing here. And I'm going to keep going back to that, because I need us to stay focused. You understand? We got to stay focused on the solutions. Now, this is all a part of it, but I think it also has to start in your mind. Like, what the hell is going on? How does it even get into that point where they can do it?
You got to rate back in the day, right? Mm-hmm. Remember when beef started, right? It was on a record, right? These record labels are still playing the same game they played back in the day where beef sold. They're still playing the same game now, but they're doing it with our kids now, where it's literally taking kids out the street who are beefing with each other in the same neighborhood, and two record labels are giving them an outlet to say, hey, put this on the radio and diss this guy. And then you put this on the radio, we dissing this guy, and now the beef is amplified, because now, like I said, it's the the record labels who are still using that same old method that worked back in the day. Only difference now is it's leading to real murder, and these kids don't get a chance to grow up. That's the mistake that they're making that our generation didn't make.
Okay, that's you know what, that is true. I agree with that. Damn, what was I about to say? I done forgot. You go ahead since you're going.
Okay, I'm going to read King Charlie Prince. He said, we are the founding fathers and pioneers. Yes. Mm-hmm. John Hall said, records sell more after MCs die than they know that. Yep.
Wait, thanks for that. That's kind of where I was going with it, because you was talking about the beef and all of that and how they get people to beef. And the funny thing is, some people be having fake beef, right? And it don't even be real, but they will start that because they know that people will gravitate to that stuff. So let's talk about, is it the record labels that's the problem? Or is it the people doing it? Or is it the people that is supporting it? Or is it everybody as a whole? I personally think it's everybody. Just like the guy said, you got an appetite for the shit. You want it, you like it, it's hot, it's dope, it's this, is that. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff that goes on a regular basis. So I can't remember what article it was, but 50 Cent, he had said, hey, I dissed you on the track, and that was your opportunity for you to come up. I was trying to do you a favor. You understand what I'm saying? But it wasn't on no real beef shit. I think it was something, I forgot. I ain't even gonna try to get into the article.
Let me get it to Eddie OJ.
Eddie OJ always go there. Okay, let's get it.
Yeah. Eddie OJ said, Ray, when has America ever been a moral place? Do you know where you are? Wasn't we slaves here? Aren't we murdered every day here? Come on, Ray, I'm disappointed in you, my ninja. Here's the thing, Eddie OJ. I never said America was a moral place. And believe me, I know, because I served this country. So I know we are not moral. And yes, when you talk about slaves killing, a lot of the slaves back in the day were getting killed by white people. We're no longer the white people, even though they are killing us, they're not killing us at the numbers that we're killing ourselves. So we have to look at that, and we have to start looking at our own community and stop looking at everybody else. To morally fix us, we have to do it. Mm-hmm. So I'm not talking about America's morals. I'm talking about black morality. We have to stop promoting death. We're promoting it. The record labels are the ones getting rich off of it. I'm not going to say rich. They're getting wealthy off of it.
I got a confession, y'all. Now, y'all gonna hear me on the song. It kind of is a little bit like that. I've been thinking about this shit the whole time. I said, boy, they gonna come for my ass. Cause the song, you know what I'm talking about? The click tight. Big shout out to Gaza. But I ain't gonna lie, the song is dope. And I was like, yo, I gotta get on that, right? So we gonna put it out, click tight. But I ain't gonna lie, it is kind of like when I listen to it, we all need help. Shit, me too, y'all. That's all I gotta say.
Eddie OJ's going in on me, y'all.
Eddie OJ, you know, we gotta get Eddie OJ on the show, but the problem with Eddie OJ, we won't never get a word in this motherfucker. He be talking the whole goddamn time. I remember when King Charlie Prince was trying to get a word in, it was Eddie OJ and Sedan. And poor King Charlie Prince, he's so soft-spoken and he waiting his turn. I'm like, you gotta get in that bitch. It's like double dutch. I text him like, jump in, because they ain't gonna let you talk.
I don't know. I'm curious, Eddie OJ. What was I lying about? I never once said America was moral. and never once said that we're still not slaves. The only difference now is these artists are slaves to record labels.
Right. That's
the only difference. I never said that it was a change.
Now, let me just say this, because I don't think every record label is bad. And that's why you got some people that start in record label. No, we can't say every record label is bad. Okay. Listen, people need record labels sometimes when they don't have the money or the push to get them to that next level. If you got the money and you can do that, then do it. But everybody's not Jay-Z, and everybody ain't gonna get away with what he got away with. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, look, you might have to get a label, but just remember something, that it's you give them the content, and besides the fact that you give them the content, if you don't do your paperwork and do your research and do things right on your end, it technically is your fault and your ignorance that you did not do that. So you have to take some responsibility for what you also didn't do. Yeah, they're going to target you because maybe you don't know no better. Maybe you're young and dumb or whatever, or old and still dumb and still don't know. And you thirsty and you hungry, you starving, and you just figure this is my only way out. So you're going to sell your soul to get what you got to get to that next point, right? So this happens in the industry. But going back to how we fix it, because we could talk about this all day, right? But that's why I keep going to the solutions, because if there's solutions in place, we could start somewhere.
Yep. I'm gonna go with right here, you know, because we had a request to read John Hall's. John Hall said, we are in the field, put it in the work, and they in the press box and they don't care about the beef. He also said it's a solution. We got to unify only if it's a few of us, because everyone won't get it.
That's right, John Hall.
More importantly, Devon Kelly also said, if the voice of
big shout out to DJ Devon. Okay, go ahead.
If the voice of the rappers change their style of rap collectively and stand up for one common cause, then the record companies will have no other choice but to release it. Make it an economical impact. And I agree with him. That's what I'm saying. You got to understand something about the record labels. They don't have a talent. There is no talent on the record labels. Their talent is selling death.
And they can't do it unless you do it. And they can't sell it unless you put that content out there. Yep. Okay? They have nothing without you giving it to them.
Exactly.
That's the thing that we got to understand. Stop trying to outdo your partner, the person in your neighborhood, one up one another and all of that just to show somebody that you real and all this other stuff. Stop that. Hire a lawyer. Do what you got to do. Get educated. Educate your mother, your father, whoever is the adult in the house if you are underage, and make sure you do the right things. Ask these labels. Do you guys have a life insurance policy on me? Because if you do, I either put my parents on it or put whoever on it, because y'all can't be the only ones. At least starting there, right? Because now maybe when they realize, hey, I might not get a lot of money if they die, they might start looking at, well, this ain't worth it to put this out there. You know what I'm saying?
I won't say that. Don't put the life insurance, but here's how we fix that.
Don't put the life insurance?
No. Let me explain something to you. What happens is when these kids die, right? Mm-hmm. Who gets the money? It doesn't go it's no longer going to the parent. Royalties don't go to who? Do they go to the parents? So if we stop the record labels from getting
that's why paperwork, you can leave wills. Right. You can will your music, your stuff to somebody.
Right.
You can.
On a lot of these, do you think that somewhere in the writing that they're leaving their music to their parents when they die?
But that's what I'm talking about. That's what they need to do.
And that's when record labels will stop trying to kill the kids, because when they know, oh snap, when this kid dies, everything after my death, you no longer get. That's what we have to do.
I'm getting hot.
That will fix it, because unfortunately these kids are dying and the record labels are getting paid. Right. But if there's a stipulation in it, if I die, the minute I die, every royalty that collects after my death, you no longer get paid for. Because I wouldn't put it past these record labels.
That ain't gonna happen though. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't think that. Well, all right, let me back up a little bit. Now let me talk as if I'm a label, right? So this is me being transparent. If I'm a label and I invest my money in you, right? Ain't no way in hell I'm not going to get my money, because this is an investment.
I'm glad you said that.
Oh, let's talk about that. Okay, because we got to go soon, because we was trying to keep it to an hour, but.
I'm glad you said that. Because if a record label knows that there's a chance that they're going to lose money because you died, because it's something you're rapping about, they will not endorse it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's how you fix it.
Yes. Say, hey, hopefully, listen, guys, these solutions work. Let's talk to these kids out here. Let's talk to the parents. Like, if you see somebody that raps, right? Because we older, right? And we probably not really rocking with these young, whatever. But anyway, if you see somebody that raps, try to get into the ears of the parents. Hey, make sure that the parents know, because they might be able to influence their kids more on what to do rather than a stranger telling them. And then sometimes you got kids who don't want to listen to their parents and they prefer listening to a stranger. So that's why it takes a village, and it takes all of us to come together. So at the end of the day, what does that mean? That means that, we have to educate ourselves, educate our kids, make sure the parents of these creators are educated when it comes to them and their business, because their business is music. When it comes to them putting out stuff, when it comes to life insurance policies, when it comes to contracts, of things that's in that contract, what it means, who's getting what. Learn how to will your music to people. Learn how to will your publishing to people. Learn these things along the way so that they can stop profiting off of our kids. Because at the end of the day, these labels feel that they are more valuable dead than they are alive. And they come up and they win no matter what. They're going to always win no matter what, because they position themselves to do so. All right. Oh, we got one more video to play.
Yeah,
okay, go
real
ahead.
quick, before we get in it, when we talk about the radio, right, it's me and you had this conversation. It's an energy. And when no matter what you say, when words speak, it puts out an energy, right?
Yes.
When we are looking at, even if you play the radio, those waves are going over the air, regardless of whether we listening to it or not.
That's true.
That energy is in the air all day, especially in the hood.
I agree.
We're gonna play this last video, right?
Wait, no. Did Eddie OJ say something?
Eddie OJ said, you got 100 rap videos with ninjas with 100 guns from their hood talking about smoking ops. One thing about young black guys is Moshimo. These dudes want to go out gangster, the baddest gangster. A lot of our young men are follow the leader ninjas. I'm sorry, but I'm just real. Parents are even scared of these ninjas. Keep it real.
That is true. I agree with you, Eddie OJ.
I'm not disagreeing with
listen,
that.
the parents, they are scared of their badass kids. And to tell you the truth, it's messed up.
Parents created their badass kids.
They talking about what's wrong, but it's they kids that's out there tearing shit up. So that's what I'm saying. It takes a village video. Let's see what he's talking about.
See, the truth is, it's not they that need to change. It's we that need to change. We created the lies. We created them for our profit. We own the companies. We own the record labels. We own the advertisers, and we keep putting it out. And it's this that's got to change. I thought about it. You know what? I wonder if White Mike could get anybody's attention on this. So I stood outside of a Walmart, and I said, hey, I don't think killing cops and killing blacks is very cool. And you know what? It only took 7 weeks of Mike standing out there, and they wrote a letter and said, yeah, we don't think it's cool either. We're going to pull our name off of that. The largest retailer in the world had never considered that maybe their commercial shouldn't be right before or after a song about young black men being gunned down. And I realized this, that black murder is normal, but it should not be. And I realized the importance at the coffee table, at every headline, every pastor's gathering.
Listen, he said a mouthful right there, because that's how we wanted to end it. Okay, about who needs to change, who owns what, and all of that stuff. So we can change us, we could change our way of thinking, how we treat each other, right? But at the same time, we know where it all came from and what created this mindset to begin with. So that was Michael Smith. That was a TED Talk. And we definitely want to give him credit for that amazing TED Talk that he did. And we just took clips from that. Actually, go check out the whole video because he really dropped some jewels on that video.
And that was 7 years ago.
Ooh, I didn't even know that was 7 years ago. That was 7 years ago?
7 years ago.
Because I just seen it maybe 2-3 years ago. But we just wanted for those who didn't see that to, listen to that. Go check him out. He definitely was dropping some gems on there. And at the end of the day, we just got to make some changes, y'all. We got to make changes. You, I, us together. We got to do better. We got to do better with ourselves, with our community, with our kids. Yeah, so.
Yep, I guess I just.
I had something I forgot. I did have something else to say, but I think I forgot about it. But anyway, guys, just know that we are here every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch us on From the Ground Up Productions on YouTube, now back on Facebook and on Twitch. And for those who like to listen to podcasts, you can catch us streaming on all the streaming platforms such as iHeartRadio, Pandora, Apple, Spotify, and all of those other platforms that's out there. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure you hit that notification button. Big shout out to everybody who tapped in and tuned in. I think this was a great conversation. We love y'all comments and the value that you guys always give when we go live and when we're talking about these things. And also, if y'all have something that y'all want us to talk about, as long as it have to do with creators, because this is that space, we bring creators on the show and we talk about things that has to do with creators. And today was one of those days where we spoke about artists who are creators of music and some of the issues that they have. And yes, I know a lot of people don't want to hear this. They probably think that it's a touchy topic. And I know a lot of people who know that it's something that need to be said. Even if we weren't able to touch on every situation, we got to keep this conversation in the front of our brain and not allow them to distract us with all the bullshit going on, because our kids are dying and they're profiting from it. So you got anything else to say?
No, I think you said it.
All right, y'all. So we out of here. We thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next week until we do the Talk Therapy Tuesdays and the Imperfect Marriage. Peace.